Hello everybody, welcome back to Just the Basics Factorio here in 0.16.x, and I did a little off-camera work, as you can probably tell over here. I ran the bus all the way down, added a bunch more lights, added at least one more radar, I believe, so we can actually see the whole thing on radar view. Now, I also had to go up here and clear away that one lone little spawner that was right about to be rammed into by our pollution wave. So yeah, and we have definitely detected a few more that we are probably going to have to deal with, but hopefully not this episode. And as you can see, our iron production is really struggling. I'm definitely going to have to expand both our mining and our actual smelting up here in the very near future. But our main point of concern today is around here, because I've been hand-chucking in various things into here to get all this running currently, and it's just suffering for the most part, so we're going to be trying to overhaul and upgrade all of that today. We'll probably manage, like, maybe a chunk of it, because there's a bunch of rocks in my way, but we're going to go off into this direction, and we're going to start with our reds. So our target value here on blue belts, the top tier belt, which is 40 items per second. So we want one full belt of red science, otherwise known as Science Pack 1, very unimaginatively, also called red potion or various things. And it is the easiest thing, because all you need is gears and copper, and we have all of that on our main bus already. So we just need to have 32 machines, with sufficient spacing to have beacons in between. So let's get started on that. Now, beacons are, I believe, 3x3, so they're basically the same size as an assembly machine, but their actual effect range is not very high, so we want to take that into consideration, and we're going to start about here. And again, we need 32, so let's break this down into 2 16s if we can. So 4, and another 4, and then we'll swap those onto the opposite side as well, and it needs 2 different inputs. And I have very foolishly put my calculator window just behind my actual game window. There we go. Okay, but it requires 1 belt of copper and 1 belt of gears, so we can't just mix these together. We actually have to give it both, and that might be slightly more difficult, but worth it in the end. Now, I think I'll have... I'm trying to think of how much space I'll have on the opposing side if I have beacons all up this row. And I cannot for the life of me remember. So, we're gonna go a little weird here, I think. It's gonna get a little bit weird. But we'll start by feeding in our gears. And leave room for the steel to come past, because that's going to be doing that eventually. Get rid of one huge rock. There we go. Okay, and now how do we feed in our copper? The obvious answer to me is to use long-handed inserters. I genuinely don't know off the top of my head. I'm actually just going to quickly check the wiki to see if long-handed inserters actually have any kind of speed difference between them and just regular inserters. Doesn't seem like it. At least as near as I can tell. So I'm going to presume that they are perfectly fine. Someone, probably, I don't know whom, but someone probably will be yelling inside of the comments section to tell me that I'm being a doofus already. But don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. And we haven't really had much iron down here, so I don't expect to have many inserters actually available to grab. And of course, no long-handeds just yet. But this should at least be enough to get the gears in. So yeah, our bus is looking much brighter now. We can actually tell where we are based on the orientation of ourselves to that bus. So, okay, grab that. And then we're going to want 9 of those. 9 of those? No, 8 of those. To actually grab this as well. While I'm here, let's grab that. Do I want to just give this a separate thing. Yeah, probably not. Okay, let's go to there. This is gonna get considerably more convoluted once I actually start having other things in here. But, yeah, there we go. So that starts us with copper. There. And remember, we don't want to be using the innermost line of these materials, because that is our resupply. So then that goes to there. Narrowly avoiding a rock. Sounds like my last driving test. Okay. Into there. And we're so close on electric energy distribution. I'm gonna be doing time-lapsing and just watching that tick over, I think. But okay, so that gets all of the supplies in, but it doesn't actually get us the outputs currently. So we actually are going to want to change that up a little bit, and I'm just gonna give us a little bit of space doing that to actually get it out. And the way that we can get this out, we could have just a line on this side and have it meet, because I believe we will have at least 2 spaces. And I think that will do. If we have to move it later, well, I'll just bite that bullet, I guess. And let's just take this. Let's also split that. That's one line going into there, but since this whole thing requires just one line, half a line either side shouldn't be a huge problem. Okay, and we do just want the one there. Right. And we need another 8 of those. Order up 10, because why not? And then I have the wonderful, wonderful joy of having to try and figure out how to wire this whole thing before we have even remotely half-decent poles. Oh boy! And I obviously need more of these, but at least now, they're just over here, just being gradually accumulated as I speak. Yay! So we have 28, because we're still not really getting much iron over here, but we have a ton of undergrounds, jeez. Ooh. I will gladly take more undergrounds. Gonna need them in a moment anyways. Let's actually send these the opposite direction. So I have more space over here to worry, like, about other things, and also, so we just collide them. So we know that this is going to be 2 sides of a belt, because this is 40 items per second, which is dramatically more than our transport belt here can actually take, but see exactly how that goes. So we can just have them meet like that. There we go. So that should be coming out of this 1/2 of our belt, because this is in fact only a grand total of 16. We need 2 of these. So let's just duplicate that. Like so. Plonk that there. And then if we cluster together those 2, in a similar fashion, we should get ourselves 1 full belt of reds. Emphasis on should. I'm most like in theory on the basis that this is in fact 2 lines of input and 1 line of output going through. I could in theory just make a line of assembly machines that is 32 long. But that's a lot of space, and yeah, I prefer things to be a little bit more compact, and having it be on multiple things kind of helps it along a bit more as well, so we'll take it. Okay, second row, because we've already taken off of the first. To there, there. And we're gonna need this as well, so we don't actually really need, well, I guess we do kind of need the underground there, but okay, and there, and there, and there. And that wants to come off of the second belt in the row, which is untouched, is virginal, pure, and other things that highlight really old human preconceived standards, ideals, and whatnot of sexuality. But hey, let's not go into that discussion. This is Factorio, where there is no boning. Unless you do it to yourself, more or less, when you miswire something or send a pipe the wrong way. How's that doing? 34. I will take that. And nothing over here. Yeah, the iron is definitely suffering over here. Oof. Only 3? Jeez. Probably because a whole ton of it's just now getting turned into gears to feed all of this. But if we power some of this, if I go and grab, yeah, more wood, who'da funk, we should at least get something out of it. Of course, I do need to figure out how to do that. That does look like it's just far enough. So if I just put a pole in each one of these, the next tier of pole up is significantly more neat, I guess would be the phrase. See if I can make this tidy nonetheless. Nope, not really. Well, it was a bold effort. There we go. Okay. Good starts. Good starts. What's happening up here? It is outer greens, and there's 23 of them there. Oh boy. The sad thing is, even when I actually do get this whole thing up and running, we're still not going to be able to make the actual next step up of poles because they take steel. I'm jumping the gun very slightly, but at least I could theoretically just jury-rig a steel manufactory. Alright, so I'm down to just shoving these in. Let's see what I can do about this. Make it a little bit better. Just a teensy bit better. So that, and a spot of that. There. That should ideally end up. And hey, it's dawn! Hooray! Oh, yeah, that's just nothing there. It's just been eating up all the gears. That's what's happening there. Copper's fine, but we don't need copper as much. Copper and iron are the two things you need most of, because they go into basically everything at some level, but... Oy. And I think actually one of those is, one of the iron's actually dead. Take a look. Yeah, that's actually dead. Just gonna mark that. And are we having power problems? Oh, yes, yes we are. Because assembly machines went up. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. So that's probably going to contribute to our iron problems. Ugh. Let's see what I can do to increase in power. And oh yep, the pollution's starting to have an effect over here. We have a number of dead trees. How dense is the... Ooh, yeah, that's getting kind of dense. Not many trees over here, though. Not anymore. So let's just add another thing of steam engines and hope that we don't anger people too much. What are you... Ah, you're into that. Okay. And I need a pipe. There we go. Because steam is a fluid. Well, water is a fluid as well, actually, which is the weird part. To there, and up to there. And I put that in the one place I can't actually put it. There. Okay. Power restored. gradually inching towards better electronic energy distribution. Yeah, better electric energy distribution. Jeez, can't say that too fast, can I? Right. Science, science. There you are. Make 5 of those. But he's going to take an age. So, yeah. Now, I have turned on the music, just experimentally, for this particular episode. If we go into sounds and such, we can see music volume has been turned on. But, it's decided to be particularly quiet, as near as I can tell. So, if you have a non-zero degree of experience with the Factorio themed like soundtrack, then let me know if you want to hear it, I guess. How are we doing over here? We got 8 in there, 32 in there, 19 bullet, and 18 inserter. Okay, I'll take those. And I guess those as well, because I'll need them anyways. And let's see if we can't set some more of this up. If nothing else, we can get half of this going. Okay, and power lines. If you have enough wood. Remarkably, in fairness, I am cutting down a lot of trees using only a low-grade pickaxe. That's not generally the tool one uses to do such a thing, but it's apparently a thing I'm doing. And a few more of those, and we'll have half of this going. Obviously, this is not going to reach its top limit, it's not going to reach the 40 items per second that we're building for, but it will, that is the wrong direction, it will at the very least give us quite a good whack, and nonetheless should work quite neatly. We can upgrade it over time with relative ease, and I haven't left the room in between here for all of the... Yeah, I messed up here, huh? Okay, give me a moment, everybody. Oh, hooray! What do you know? I've barely had time to engage the time lapse, and yay! 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. There. Ha! Okay. So that gives us access to the medium electric poles, which requires steel plate. So bleh. We could try on heavy armor, because I feel like I might need that, but I can't make that either. So... I'm really tempted to go for tool belts, or circuit networks, because those are also lovely. We probably want advanced material processing, though. That is the next step up in our smelting, which will make crafting of steel considerably easier, because steel has a crafting time of 17.5. And our current smelting is not that fast, so that's probably what we should go for. I would like to have a tool belt. I'll grab a tool belt after we've got advanced material processing, so we'll go for that. For the moment. Who knows if that will end up being the right call. But at this stage in the game, it's not a huge concern to accidentally the wrong thing. So, we can probably deal. Okay, back to me moving things around. Right, there we go. Some portion of this is now functioning. About 1.5 portions of it, in fact. And advanced material processing is going to take us an age, but we have 5 labs, so let's plunk these down just for the time being. It'd help if I actually had any belts to go with them, but it's fine for the moment, it's fine. Or some value thereof approaching. Okay, this will, it's entirely probable we will end up moving science a few times over the course of a given run, just as we figure out where things are being constructed and whatnot, so don't need to worry too much about that. This does not have to be the final location. Although it is a bit of a pain in the neck when you have to move your science. Okay, and there. And there. Okay, so those are doing heck all, because we currently have a science running that runs heavily on the greens, but we can burn through our heavy armor pretty quick. Look at the speed of that! Oh, it's beautiful. It is beautiful. And what is our rate of production on these right now? 40 a minute, give or take. Nice, nice. That's about 1/60th of what we're trying for, but that's still pretty nice. And researching takes quite a bit of power, as you can see. But that will be it for now, so next time we're going to be automating our green production. I guess in the meantime, I'll run the bus down a bit more and finish up this side. But other than that, hope you've enjoyed. That pollution's growing quickly, innit? And I'll catch you all as ever next time.